Hi everyone. Before I get to the picks, I'm going to briefly touch on the Week 5 results again, the Monday night game, which I didn't talk about in the video. So the Jets did win the game by a score of 29-20, which means I did beat Madden in Week 5 by a score of 6-5, which is pretty low scoring, but in a week that had a lot of surprises, and in a week where Madden somehow picked some of those surprises, I consider myself pretty fortunate to come out with a win. So, okay. And the total scores after 5 weeks are Jordan 42, Madden 38. So that's where we stand right now. On to Week 6, Cleveland and Pittsburgh. This has been Roethlisberger's first game coming back following his suspension. It's pretty open and shut for me. Pittsburgh has been a good team even without him, so adding him, just make him better, No, that doesn't sound very football-y, but what can you do? Pittsburgh is my pick. Cleveland is Madden's pick. Interesting. Hope this is not another one of those weeks where Madden is somehow clairvoyant. New Orleans and Tampa Bay. Another pretty open and shut with me. New Orleans did have a bad week last week, but they're the Super Bowl champions, and they're human. And they're facing a team like Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, and they have a good record, 3-1, but. I think they've been lucky. A couple of easy wins, and they did have a nice hard-fought win against Cincinnati last week, but New Orleans is still the stronger team. They're my pick. And Madden's going to agree with me there. I think New Orleans will win 15-7. Miami and Green Bay. This was the big question mark because of Aaron Rodgers' injury statistic, but last I heard, he is listed as probable for Sunday, so I think against Miami, that'll be enough for Green Bay to win. Like I said, they kind of had a not-so-great game as well. They did take it all the way to overtime against Washington, where they finally lost it in overtime, but and nearly lost their quarterback as well. But I think Rodgers is going to go. That's what I hear, and I think that's enough for Green Bay to win this game. Madden's going to go with Miami. Okay. Let's move on to San Diego and St. Louis. San Diego's kind of had some bad luck on the road against some pretty teams that I think are lesser, so they've been kind of underachieving lately, and St. Louis has had some luck. Both teams are 2-3, so they've got even records, but I still think San Diego is the strongest team on paper. On paper is not always what matters. It is what happens on the field that matters, obviously, but I think San Diego has the greater chance of winning, and I don't think they're going to fall so much. I think they're just due, So San Diego. Madden does not like me. Okay. Baltimore and New England. They're both teams that I've been pretty high on this season so far. Even picking New England to win quite a few games after a lot of people wrote them off, I still think Baltimore wins the defense battle in this. I think they've both got great offenses. I don't think New England is going to miss Moss that much. I mean, they won their game 2 weeks ago, basically without using Moss, so I don't think losing Moss is going to be too much of a factor. I mean, they still got lots of other great receivers. They just got Deion Branch back as well. So I like both offenses. I just think Baltimore wins the defense battle, so they're my pick. And Madden's going to go with New England. Okay. Kansas City and Houston. Kansas City just lost their first game to the Colts. Houston, they've had a good season as well. I don't know, it's kind of even for me. I think Kansas City is the more surprising, successful team to me, I guess. Whereas I thought Houston would be up there. I think I'm going to go with Houston here. Because I like the home field advantage, and I like, yeah, I don't think Kansas City is going to be one of the elite teams this year, although they got off to a good start, but, yeah, I'm going to go with Houston, and Madden's going to go with Kansas City. Alrighty then, Detroit and the New York Giants. I think it's pretty open and shut for me. I think the Giants are going to win it. Detroit had a nice romp last week over St. Louis, but, yeah, I think the Giants will win. Finally, Madden and I agree on something. What was that score? 21-10. Not bad. Atlanta and Philadelphia. This is another tough one for me. Because it's likely the Cobb is going to be the starter again for Philadelphia. Michael Vick, I think he might be activated, but he's still not ready to start, type of thing. Which is kind of disappointing because the Falcons are his former team, you know. But anyway, Cobb did have a good week, and I'm kind of inclined to think it might happen again. I think I'm going to ride his good week into this week and pick the Philadelphia Eagles, which I know is kind of a risky pick because Atlanta's a good team as well, although Madden hates Atlanta for some reason. So I'm going to go with Philadelphia. It's a risk, but I'm going to take that risk. And finally, Madden decides to like Atlanta this week. So yeah, I think Madden just hates me, you know. Seattle and Chicago. Cutler is going to be back this week. I think that is going to be a big help to the Bears. And yeah, I don't think Seattle's that strong of a team. I think Chicago is strong enough that they can play a good game against Seattle and win it. So that is where I'm going. Madden's going to go with Chicago as well, 42-19. I don't know if Chicago's going to score 42 points, but I think they'll win. And we got the Bay Area matchup, Oakland and San Francisco. I kind of trusted San Francisco last week, but they still lost their 5th game. They're one of 3 teams this year that haven't won a game yet, but they're the only one that's playing this week, as Buffalo and Carolina both have byes. So, do I pick them to win their first game against Oakland? I think I will. Because I don't think Oakland's that strong of a team either. They've won a couple of games, but yeah, I just don't think they're that strong a team. And San Francisco, has shown some strength, and I don't think they're one of the worst teams in the league despite their record. But yeah, against a team like Oakland, I'm going to trust San Francisco one more time. Madden's going to agree there, 23-0. Okay, the Jets and the Broncos. Another pretty open and shut one for me. And again, the Jets are another team that Madden hates for some reason, and also seem to really like the Broncos. But I'm the opposite. I'm going to go with the Jets. I think they're a much stronger team, and yeah, I'm running out of cliches. But the Jets are going to be my pick. And of course, Madden sticks with what they've always done and pick the Broncos. Okay, a couple of other teams that I've been high on, but just like Baltimore and New England, but unlike Baltimore and New England, both teams have kind of underachieved this year. Both teams are 1-3, and so it's kind of hard to pick. I'm kind of leaning Dallas's way because of the way I saw Favre kind of holding his arm last week, and plus he's kind of distracted with everything that's going on around him, you know. I don't think Favre isn't fully healthy either, because you know there's some pain in that arm. So I'm gonna say Dallas has the upper hand here. So that's where I'm gonna go. And of course, Madden picks Minnesota once again. So yeah. Go to this is the Sunday night game, the Indianapolis Colts and the Washington Redskins. Another pretty open and shut one for me. I don't think Washington is going to measure up to Indianapolis. They've kind of underachieved a little bit, although they're not totally down in the dumps. They're 3-2. Both teams are 3-2. So I'm going to go with the stronger team on paper, and that is the Indianapolis Colts. Madden's going to agree there, 23-20. Which brings us to Monday night and the final game of Week 6, the Tennessee Titans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Despite Madden's clearly not having either of these teams in favor, both teams are actually 3-2. So I think Tennessee is the stronger team. I think Jacksonville has kind of had quite a few easy games, although they did have a pretty big win against the Colts earlier this season. So they've had some hard-fought games as well, but I do think Tennessee is a stronger team, and that's where I'm going to lean for Monday night game. So to close off Week 6, my pick is Tennessee, and Madden's pick is Tennessee as well. So, let's count the games that we agreed on. I don't think it's going to be very high this week either, so it might be a little higher. But 1, 2, San Francisco is 3, Chicago is 4. No. Giants are 5. No. 6. So it's 1 higher than last week. We agree on 6 this week. So that's where we stand after week 6. So I'll see you on Tuesday with the results of this week. Should be another interesting one, as there are 8 games we differed on, so there'll be a lot of room for jockeying here. So, until Tuesday, I will see you. Have a good day.